What's up, everyone? I'm Ryan from Fireside Yankees here, and in today's video, we're ranking our top 5 starting pitchers. As July is coming around, as the trade deadline starts to get closer, we're going to be ramping up both our trade deadline coverage and conversations about trade targets. You're going to get some mock trade videos. You're going to get videos like this where we rank top 5 candidates at various positions. You're going to get videos specifically breaking down a candidate if they're rumored to the Yankees or if the Yankees get attached in rumors for them. So we're going to talk about all of that and more right here on Fireside Yankees. If you don't want to miss out on this type of coverage, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and check out Fireside Yankees on all of your favorite social media platforms. You can check us out also on EmpireSportsMedia.com for written coverage on all of your favorite New York sports teams, including but not limited to these New York Yankees. And of course, make sure you guys enjoyed today's video and share with a friend. We appreciate you guys for tuning in. And without further ado, let's get into today's video. Our first pitcher is going to be left-handed starting pitcher Trevor Rogers of the Baltimore Orioles. While Trevor Rogers has struggled over the last couple of years with number 1, staying healthy, and number 2, being consistent on the mound, this year he looks better than ever before as his fastball velocity has climbed back up to 93.7 miles per hour, the hardest he's thrown in a few years now. That fastball is paired with some pretty good extension, and he throws it from a very low arm slot, meaning that when he throws this pitch at the top of the zone, he can get some swings and misses. I think the archetype of pitcher here is one that teams should covet because he is a left-handed pitcher with multiple pitches. He has 4, and he has pitches that move in all different directions with a very, very good changeup. As a left-handed starting pitcher, a good changeup is something that's vital to have because it's going to keep right-handed batters from consistently barreling you up or making a ton of contact. Against lefties, he has his sinker, and he has a slider as well. He's also developed a sweeper that he's shown a few times at the major league level. Overall, I believe Trevor Rogers has shown through his first 3 starts with a 1.62 ERA and a 2.25 FIP that he's a better pitcher than he has been in years past, and I think that's a result, again, of that increase in velocity. I'd like to see him pitch more, and we'll have some time before the deadline, but if he continues to pitch well, and if the Yankees need rotation help at this deadline, this could be a cheap way to end up doing that. Rogers is not a free agent until after the 2026 season and will still have a minor league option remaining after 2025, meaning that if he stinks this year, you can send him down, and if he stinks next year, you can send him down. You also do not have to guarantee his 2026 contract because he's under arbitration, meaning you can just deny that and non-tender him this offseason if he doesn't perform well. The upside here is that you might end up with a number 4, maybe even number 3 caliber starter because he's shown that kind of upside before. Or, worst case scenario, you have a player that you just cut and you end up going with Will Warren instead in the postseason. It's kind of a risk because you're not acquiring someone who's more proven, but given the lack of rotation options at this deadline, I think it's fair to say that Trevor Rogers might be the better pick if you go out and upgrade other areas of this team like your bullpen or your lineup. Coming in at number 4, we have Edward Cabrera, a right-handed starting pitcher for the Miami Marlins. Edward Cabrera has been someone with tons of upside for years, as he was a former top 100 prospect and sports a fastball that sits around 96 to 97 miles per hour. His signature pitch is his changeup, a power changeup that is topped out at 95 to 96 miles an hour and has tons of sharp movement. He sports a sinker, a slider, and a curveball to go with those 2 pitches, and I believe the Yankees can make some tweaks to make him even better than he has been this year. And let's not get it twisted. Across 13 starts, he has a 3.78 ERA, a 4.06 FIP, and has struck out 25% of batters faced across 64 and a third innings pitched. Those are pretty good stats, and he has the highest stuff plus of his career at 105. This is someone who is pitching like a number 3 or number 4 caliber starter, but I think there's still some room to grow because I believe his breaking balls are underutilized. Batters have a 40.2% whiff rate against the curveball and are only hitting 152 against it, while against the slider, they're whiffing 43.5% of the time with a 209 batting average and 0 extra base hits. I believe that both of these pitches are better pitches than his sinker or his changeup, and he should throw them more because of the results they've gotten. I also like that he's throwing a sinker instead of a 4-seam fastball as his primary fastball now, because his 4-seam fastball is getting hit very hard this year and has been hit hard throughout his career. This sinker is going to at least allow him to keep the ball on the ground a little bit more, and it's had slightly better results. But still, I think the goal here is to up the breaking ball usage, especially that slider usage to right-handed batters, and hope that you can generate some more swings and misses doing so. I overall think that Edward Cabrera has the upside to maybe even be a number 2 caliber starter, and with multiple years of control beyond the 2025 season, he's not a free agent until after the 2028 season, you would be acquiring a long-term piece in your rotation, and it might give you some more flexibility to trade some of your pitching prospects at the deadline to get some offensive support, because this team is going to need an infielder, something we'll get to in a different video. Mitch Keller has been a solid starting pitcher for the Pittsburgh Pirates throughout his career, and this year, he's having another solid year with a 3.90 ERA, a 3.33 FIP, and tossing 99 1/3 innings pitched in 17 starts. He's a workhorse, he's someone who's going to pitch deep into games, and while the swings and misses aren't there, the ground balls are coming up and the barrels are going down. I do think the Yankees can help him induce some more swing and miss by being a little more aggressive with his breaking ball usage, or helping him with better location on certain pitches because they aren't thrown in places where they would get some swings and misses. Some of the biggest things I like about Keller are that he has a deep repertoire and, again, the ability to pitch deep into games. Keller is someone who can pitch into the 6th or 7th inning, and I believe that's a quality of at least a middle of the rotation kind of starter. If he's your number 4 in a postseason environment, you likely have one of the best rotations in baseball, and I again think there are things the Yankees can do to make this guy even better. I like his gyro slider and his sweeping slider. Both those pitches generate a decent amount of whiffs compared to the rest of his repertoire, and I also believe he's throwing his 4-seamer a little bit too low in the zone, given that it's probably a better swing and miss pitch at the top of the zone with his low arm angle and the good amount of vertical ride he gets on that pitch. He sits around 94 miles an hour on the 4-seamer and 93 miles per hour on the sinker, with the sinker being a pitch he's used more and more to get some more ground balls and weak contact. The New York Yankees are an organization that is very strong at developing pitchers, and while Mitch Keller hasn't lived up to his ace caliber potential at times in Pittsburgh, I still believe that there is a number 2 or number 3 caliber starter out there, and I love the fact that he's so durable and is going to pitch deep into games. I think those are high quality traits, but there is one major downside here. You're under contract with him, and it's guaranteed money for the 2028 season at about $15 million a year. While that is very, very affordable, and honestly, it's a steal for Mitch Keller, I know the New York Yankees would like to not guarantee money for multiple years beyond the 2025 season if they can. And with pitchers specifically, you take the risk that they're going to get Tommy John surgery and miss an extended period of time, which essentially makes their contract dead weight on your payroll. So there are some risks here, but overall, he's pitched at a pretty high level over the last few years. Again, not an ace caliber pitcher, but someone who has an above average ERA and above average FIP dating back to 2022. That's a guy who can be your number 4 starter, and I don't know if there are a lot of number 4 starters who are better than him out there right now. Seth Lugo would be an incredible addition for this rotation because while he isn't as dominant as he was last year, the underlying metrics are a bit concerning. I still believe that his 2.74 ERA across 15 starts is a reflection of his deception and his ability to just throw so many different pitches and keep hitters off balance. I also like that he's gotten better as the season has gone on, and it looks like his swings and misses are finally coming back after a slower start to the year in that regard. Seth Lugo has a 4.19 FIP, but over his last 10 starts, that FIP is just 3.52. It looks like Lugo is doing a better job of getting swings and misses and limiting damage contact. His home run per 9 rate this year has jumped up dramatically from years past, but again, it's down over that last 10 start sample size. Some of the things I really like about Seth Lugo is, number 1, an incredibly deep repertoire. I think that does work well, and I think it is allowing him to overperform a little bit. And the other thing I love about Lugo is the fact that he is able to pitch deep into games. He has completed 5 innings or more in every single start besides one, and that is extremely valuable in the regular season, and it also helps you in the postseason because it means that you know you can get 5 to 6 strong innings from him in a playoff environment, which again is going to help you because in a playoff series, the more that an opposing team sees your opponent in a series, the less effective a reliever becomes. That's not just a baseball adage, that's statistically proven in the way that hitters react to certain pitchers, and I guess it's just common sense. But the way that Seth Lugo can also help the Yankees is that he might not be a player that is under contract in 2026. He has a player option at $15 million, and with the way he's pitching right now, unless he gets hurt, he's going to not pick up that player option. He's going to end up declining it, and he's going to hit free agency, so the Yankees don't have to be on the hook for that money. I also like the fact that with Seth Lugo in this case, You're getting someone who is just a pro. Like, he's been here before. He's been here for a very long time. He's been around the league for almost a decade, and he's someone who was shown last year that he's a very capable and steady starting pitcher. He is someone who I have coveted before. I wanted the Yankees to sign him after the 2023 season, and while I'm happy to see him succeed, even if it's not with the Yankees, I would love for the Yankees to bring him in and just have him be your number 4 starter. If you have a rotation where you have Max Fried, Carlos Rodon, Clark Schmidt, and Seth Lugo in the playoffs, you're in a very good spot. And if anyone gets hurt, Luis Heel can step in. If anyone else gets hurt, Will Warren can step in. That kind of rotation depth is valuable. It's key, and it'll allow you to move someone like Warren to the bullpen where he can really help that group, even though he has been a very strong starting pitcher this season, in my opinion. But again, Seth Lugo, a veteran's veteran, someone who can really help you in the postseason and especially save your bullpen in the regular season. Coming in at number 1, we have right-handed starting pitcher Merrill Kelly. Now, Merrill Kelly and the Arizona Diamondbacks, they are in a weird spot. No one really knows if they're going to truly sell, and they continue to signal to other teams that they're going to buy, but it may not be what they end up doing based on how this month of July goes. They still have a very leaky bullpen, and things have only gotten harder for them as Corbin Carroll has hit the IL, Corbin Burns is out for the year with Tommy John surgery, Zach Gallen just stinks, and you've lost 2 more relievers in A.J. Puk and Justin Martinez. Merrill Kelly has been a bright spot for Arizona, though, pitching to a 3.49 ERA across 17 starts with 98 innings pitched and 100 strikeouts. The underlying metrics are really good. He has a 3.34 FIP this year, a 3.29 expected FIP. He has struck out 25.3% of batters faced and has only walked 6.6% of batters faced. That 18.7% strikeout to walk rate with a 45.3% ground ball rate is very elite because it means he can keep the ball on the ground and he can also generate swings and misses without walking people. He's managing the 3 outcomes that pitchers are statistically being considered able to control with strikeouts, walks, and home runs really well. He does a very good job managing those 3 outcomes and a better job this year than he has in previous years. So I'm very encouraged by the fact that Kelly is also throwing his cutter more. He seems to have adapted to the fact that his 4-seam fastball's had some issues, and even his 4-seam fastball has performed better throughout the season compared to earlier in the year where it was getting slugged a ton. It's getting some swings and misses again. The swing and miss this year is actually higher than the swing and miss last year, and it's right around where his swing and miss rates were when his fastball was at its best, which is, again, a very, very good sign. He still has that cutter he can go to. The changeup has been his best pitch for years, and it's dominant. He has a sinker that he can go to, a slider and curveball that have produced really good results. I am really a big fan of the depth of Arsenal here. We're talking about a pitcher who can throw 6 different pitches in any count, in any situation, and when we talk about results, he has been a number 2 starter on a team that went to the World Series before. He had a 2.25 ERA in 4 starts in 2023. When the Arizona Diamondbacks went to the World Series, he struck out 30.8% of batters faced and was utterly brilliant. He was the best starter on that Arizona team that year when they went to the World Series in terms of just playoff results. So this is someone who's been, again, a number 2 caliber starter on a playoff team that went to the World Series, and you could argue he was their best pitcher. So you put him in a role where he might not even be the 2nd or 3rd best pitcher on the team, depending on how you view Clark Schmidt and Carlos Rodon. This is a massive advantage. This is a huge advantage. This is an advantage that immediately gives you massive odds of winning the World Series, because when you start matching up pitchers, there's a good chance that the New York Yankees have more rotation advantages than the other team, and that puts you in a position to win baseball games. The only situations where you would feel like you don't have the advantage are when Max Fried faces off against Tariq Skubal, which you might be able to stack those matchups depending on how a playoff series goes, so that you have Fried pitch against their number 2 or their number 3, and if Merrill Kelly has to go up against Tariq Skubal, I don't think that the Yankees have a good chance of winning that game, but he's going to give them a chance. He's going to give them a fighting chance of winning that baseball game, because at any point in time, Merrill Kelly could rip off 6 or 7 innings of 1-run baseball. That is beyond valuable to have in your rotation, where you feel like you have 4 guys who can give you 5 or 6 innings of 1-run baseball in a playoff setting and might even be able to go 7. That is a huge advantage. That's going to win you a playoff game. That might win you a World Series. So I think Merrill Kelly is someone who the Yankees should target heavily if available at this year's trade deadline. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Again, if you enjoyed today's video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and check out Fireside Yankees on all of your favorite social media platforms: Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and of course, this YouTube page. And finally, check out EmpireSportsMedia.com for in coverage on all of your favorite New York sports teams, including but not limited to the New York Yankees. It is the home of the Fireside podcast. We have the Fireside Knicks podcast, Fireside Giants, Fireside Rangers, and Fireside Yankees. Fireside Knicks, we're going live a little bit later today to cover a pre-free agency special as NBA free agency kicks off tomorrow on Monday. So, again, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Ryan Garcia. You can check me out at Ryan Garcia, ESM on Twitter, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, everybody, and let's go Yankees.